Hey guys, I'm going to give a demonstration of how to age your fish in the fridge. The fish today that I'm going to age is kingfish, and this kingfish was caught by Joel yesterday. You can follow Joel on his Instagram, Joel Gone Fishing. Joel consistently catches kingfish on jigs, live bait and soft bait and slow pitch jigging. The reason for aging kingfish is to take some of the moisture out of it and allow it to naturally improve its texture. The key things you need are the fish. You need paper towels, kitchen towels, and cling wrap, and the process is incredibly easy. What I do is I take 2 pieces of the paper towel still joined, I lay it down onto the cling wrap, and then I take the piece of kingfish, pop it on there, try and get rid of any scales. The kingfish is really well bled and filleted. I've taken most of the red meat off it, use that for cooking instead. And the idea is to wrap it tightly, but doesn't need to be super tight. Really just need to cover the surface area of the fish. And depending on the size of the fish, you can fold the corners down, but because this one is almost at the edge, there's no need to fold it. And then the key thing here is to wrap it nice and tight. And wrapping it nice and tight just means you maintain that the paper towel stays on as much of the fish's surface area as possible. So this just gets easier and easier as you practice and do it. And just roll it up like that, and then fold the ends in, and the cling wrap should stick on nice and tightly. So that's one piece done. Let's move that out of the way. And here's the 2 smaller pieces that I have. Same deal, I use 2 layers of paper towels, especially for the first 3 or 4 days where there's going to be more moisture coming out of the fish. I use 2 layers so that it can soak in a little bit better. Once again, focusing on wrapping it nice and tight. So what you can see here, this is the 3rd piece. Just important to cut it into manageable sizes because you want to be able to wrap the paper towel and the glad wrap around it. If the fish is cut into pieces that are too big for a double layer paper towel to wrap, this just makes it more difficult to manage. This piece is a bit trickier because it's wider. Just need to jiggle it around. That's 3 pieces that are going into the fridge for aging. I typically keep an area of the fridge that I use to age fish. Just keep it clear from other things. So that will go into here, and we try to minimize use opening and closing the fridge as much as possible so that the temperature doesn't change too much. Okay, we're now at day 2 of aging kingfish, and what I do before getting the kingfish out of the fridge is to prepare my kitchen towels first, because I want to ensure that the fish fillets don't stay out of the fridge for too long. So I'm doing double-sided on the paper towel, and I'll be doing that for at least the first 3 days. So same as yesterday, I've got the 3 pieces of kingfish to wrap. What I do is I'm going to keep using the same piece of glad wrap for all 6 to 7 days that I do the aging, and I'm changing just the paper towels. What I'll be doing from now on is touching the actual fish to a minimum with my hands. Everything will be, so in terms of putting the kingfish from the wet paper towel onto the dry, I'll be aiming to not touch the fish. So I can feel in my hand that the paper towel is quite wet, and that's because it's absorbed some of the moisture out of the kingfish fillet. These paper towels, what I tend to do is wrap them up, put them in the freezer, because it's possible for them to smell if I put them in the rubbish, and I stack them up in the freezer until it's rubbish day before I throw them out. So here's the kingfish on day 2. It's looking in great condition. I learnt this method of aging fish from my friend Kaz, and Kaz ages almost all his fish for sashimi, all the different species, trevally, kingfish, snapper, and I'll put a link to Kaz's YouTube channel in the description below, where you can watch how Kaz ages whole snapper for sashimi. So once again, remembering that I'm just wrapping it tight. That's one done. Once this kingfish has gone through the aging process, the texture is just amazing for eating, and it also naturally improves the flavour of the kingfish, brings out more flavour of the fish, so it becomes incredibly delicious. So onto the third piece. As I said before, this process is very simple to do. I think anyone can do it. I'd highly encourage you to give it a go, and basically with practice you'll be able to figure out how many days you can age the fish before it starts to smell a bit funny. I find that for me, at my current level, I can age it to about 6 days. So that's it for the full process. I'll be repeating this over the next few days up to day 6. What I do is I change the paper towel twice a day for the first 3 days of the kingfish, because that's when it's got the most moisture coming out, and I don't want it wrapped in the wet paper towel, so I swap that once in the morning and once at night. And then from day 4 and 5 and 6 I only change it once a day, all depending on how much moisture is still in the fish. Anyway, thank you for watching. Give it a go, and please subscribe to my channel, like this video to be able to watch more of my future fishing and fish related videos. Thanks.